everyone, Electro here. Just another experiment with my alternator. What I'm experimenting with today is bi-directional coils. What I've done here is I've got these two coils here. Well, first we'll start with all the coils. They're all the same diameter and they're all the same length of wire, so they all have the same resistance. So everything else should be exactly the same. The only difference is some of them are wound in a bi-directional fashion, like this one here, and these two here and this one normal single direction primaries. Now, if you remember in one of my old videos, I said I was going to try to make a transformer inside the alternator, and this is what I'm working towards here. I just want to show you an interesting effect that I've seen. First things first, this is the power supply for my motor. I'll just turn it on, so that just controls the speed of the motor through the variac. So now I've also got the power supply here. I'm feeding 5 volts. I'll turn that down to about 1 amp to the motor, and as you can see there, well, this coil is earthed, and so is that one here. Now, don't forget, these coils are wound in one direction. This coil here is wound bi-directional. The end result is, from this coil here, you get a voltage. Now, the coil next to it, through transformer action from the inductor, you also get a voltage on that. But it only comes off one side. This side here doesn't get a voltage. See, it's very minimal, so it only produces, that's the coil next to it. If you earth that coil out there, you get the same voltage as this coil out of there, but it will only be in one direction, like it is here. Like there's nothing. But on the other side, you get a similar signal to the earth coil next to it. Now on the other side, there's the same coil there. It gives you that same signal, but the coil next to it is bi-directionally wound. Like I said, that means half the coil is wound one direction, the other half is wound in the other direction. The interesting thing about this is you'll get, even though you get a smaller voltage, approximately half the voltage, because effectively you're only using half the coil, but you'll get it out of both ends. That's the bottom, that's the top. Whereas with this side, with the coil next to it, which is wound in one direction, you don't get anything out of the bottom. You only get something coming out of the top of the coil, same as that. Now, if I was to put that earth on, well, I'll do it to show you actually, if I was to put that earth there, then this part of the coil here would produce nothing, and that part of the coil there, or the other end of the coil, is where the signal comes out of. If I was to do the same with this end, you get the original signal there, and next to it again you'll get it on both ends of the coil. Now, what I'm leading to with this is that that's his primary and that's his secondary coil, and he's getting positive and negative out of it at the same time. Seems to be what this one here is doing, the bi-directional coil. And in his alternator, you see there that he has dual bifilar coils. And in the round bobbin, it states in these instructions there that the primary is bi-directionally wound. So I've tried that with this, and that's the interesting effect that you get with it. You get a voltage out of both ends of this coil through transformer action in the stator, whereas on these coils here, because they're wound the same way, they're both wound in one direction, you only get a signal coming out of one end of it, not this end, just that end. Same as that. Now if I change the earth, like I said before, you'll get the signal coming out of there, same as this coil. Now what I'm thinking with that is, he's got here, like I said, the secondary which is making positive and negative at the same time. So what I'm thinking is, with this coil here, because you've got a signal coming out of both ends of the coil, if I was to wire this to a positive primary and wire that to, or positive secondary, sorry, wire this end to a negative secondary, would I be able to get both positive and negative out at the same time, like he states in his or some of his notes? Anyway, I'll be trying that later. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning at the moment, so I don't think I'll be trying it tonight. But in the meantime, post your comments. Bye for now.